Hey everyone, Dylan here, and welcome to today's Smackdown video. Just a little spoiler before we get into this. There's going to be another review of sorts uploaded possibly right after this one, maybe a couple days later. But point taken, in the ballpark of this Smackdown. So if you want to tune around, and stick around and see it, then yeah, it's another wrestling review. Maybe you guys will like it. Let me know if you do. Anyway, we're going to get on with this show. Today, SmackDown was from July 30th, 2021. We're running off the second week after Money in the Bank, going into SummerSlam program. Alright, we go straight into the opener, and Michael Cole welcomes us to the Target Center from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And then John Cena comes out. Woo, it's the man. And, he does his normal, oh, I'm glad to be here. It's time to go to work. It's 2K15 all over again. Then they recap in a video package what happened last week. And if you don't know what happened last week, with 9/10 of everything that happened last week, instead of me just repeating myself like I'm doing right now, I'm just going to say, either in the description below or the little icon, there will be a link to my review from last week. If you would like to watch select things, they'll be posted if you want to watch. Your choice. So I'm not gonna just keep on saying them, but yeah, they reviewed last week and then they came back to this. They also advertised that there's going to be a contract signing later for Finn Balor and Roman Reigns. I can't wait to see how that one goes down. John Cena kicks off the show and he says that Roman sucks. Ooh. And his reason for rejecting him sucks. And then he went into corny Cena mode, start name calling and all this stuff, which it works. And then he made a funny penis joke about The Rock. Basically, he said he's not going to change who he is because he is him and the fans respect him for him. He then, quote unquote, buries Reign for changing his character so often and does a work shoot promo on him, calls him Joe. Ooh. I'm kind of over it. This crowd starts to want him a little bit, but then they listen to him because it's Cena and we respect him. And then he says he'll expose Roman, basically. And then he throws the mic down. Then as soon as he does that, Baron Corbin comes out. Alright, then Cena makes fun of how, run down and poor Corbin looks, basically. Then they do their WWE cheesy promo where it's let's tell a bunch of cringy jokes that only one person laughed at. It's not... Okay, I laughed at some of them. And then Corbin talks to Cena about not being able to fuck, basically. And then how he lost his wife, too, this week. I'm enjoying this as the weeks go on. Corbin just ends up losing more. Then he asks Cena for help, which I don't know if it's financially or, otherwise, whatever. But anyway, Cena then asks the crowd if he should help him. They all say yes, so Cena's like, I can't hear you, but you know what? Here's $20, Corbin. And Corbin basically belittles him. He's like, oh, you're John Cena. Come on, you couldn't give me more than that? He's being a bum, basically. And he just keeps on just hammering home. He's like, come on, man, you're John Cena. You can do more. Maybe you can get me in, one of your movies. He's trying to intentionally, freeload off of Cena. Alright, so then Cena says, oh, here's the thing. He calls Cena selfish, and then Cena says, you know what, I got a gift for you. Gives him an AA, and he proves him right. And then he takes his money that he just gave Corbin. So this is 1,000% proven right. He's a tightwad. He's selfish. When things don't go his way, he just attitude adjustments people. Come on now. Alright, then we have a progressive match flow of the week sponsored segment thing. And it's just showing the match between Jimmy and Jay last week, which again, won't spoil. Watch the review. Cough, cough. We then go to Ray and Dominic talking about Ray and Jimmy's match later on tonight, literally right after this segment. And that Ray's proud of Dom, but he's still making rookie mistakes. But that he needs to watch his match tonight. He needs to come out both to protect Ray and to learn from the best, as he said. And we get a plug for that match right before we get to a break. And then we come back from a break, and Jimmy Uso is in the ring as commentary plugs the match, and Ray and Dominic come down the ring. They show Dominic's first match in August when he first got into the ring, and they talk about the bloodline predominantly for this match. They hype up how much the bloodline cares about each other. The match is basically just normal back and forth match. Mysterio killing himself like always in the ring. And then after all that, there was one commercial break that I counted. And here's the finish. Ready? At one point, Ray goes for a 619, but Jimmy gets pulled out of the ring by Jay. So then he just dives on both of them, then throws Jimmy back in, and he tries for another one. But he kicks Jay. He 619's Jay, but it's kind of sloppy because someone wasn't in position enough time, so Mysterio didn't want to go for it. And then he tries it on Jimmy, but Jimmy catches him, tries to go for a Samoan drop, but Mysterio rolls him up for a crucifix pin, and he gets the win off a crucifix pin because Dominic does that little foot thing where it's what Jimmy and Jay's been doing the past couple of weeks to them. So, it's kind of like vengeance, yeah. Then after that, we get a plug from the women's title match last week, and if you want to know what happened there, cough, 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 I have a podcast. So we come back, and the announce team tells us that Bianca is going to tell us what's next for her career after that break. It's funny because she doesn't end up getting to do that, because we come back, and after they plug the contract signing later on tonight, Bianca talks to... I can't talk, I'm sorry. Kayla Braxton, keep that one, Dylan. About winning last week and passing 100 days as champion. Congratulations. And she gives a happy and cheery babyface promo where she's fired up. You know how it be. And then Carmella interrupts her, making fun of how long she's been a champion and being really smart ass is the basic way to put it about everything. And then she gets interrupted by Zelina Vega, who runs them both down, but it's more she runs down Carmella for losing so much, and she's like, hey, what if I get a title shot? And Bianca accepts it, but as soon as she accepts it, Carmella takes her down, and then they 2-on-1 her until Sasha Banks comes back to save her, and as soon as she did, my first thought was, man, I can't wait till she turns later on tonight. Does she? I don't know. You'll have to tune in for the rest of the review to find out. But anyway, they hug in the middle of the ring, and they're celebrating, being all happy. Yay, we're friends, even though we were just enemies at WrestleMania. And I guess they're cool now. We transition towards the commentary team, which, by the way, Pat McAfee is also there. Sorry I haven't mentioned him until now. And they talk about... and go to a promo package of Reginald's issues, as they word it. In other words, his win from the past week and the week before that, his issues with Nia and Shayna. But you know what? If you want to know all that, just tune in to last week's podcast. Cough, cough. And they play him versus a mystery opponent when we come back from the break. Alright, so we come back to a sponsor, and Reginald, aka Reggie now is what he wishes to go by, is being interviewed by freaking Kayla. And he's asked about if he's feeling uncomfortable as champion. And he basically said he used to feeling uncomfy, where he lives, where he grows up, I guess, is what he was hinting at. But, I mean, I respect it. And his opponent's Chad Gable and Otis. And he has a worried expression on his face. Basically, the gist of it, Otis comes down to the ring, and Otis says that it's not him, it's Gable. And then he jumps Reggie, and he starts beating him down. And then Reggie gets back up to his feet, the ref rings the bell. There's a lot of Olympic amateur-style wrestling going on for a bit. Gable looks like $1 million freaking dollars. And then Reggie does that thing where he flips in the air and sits on somebody's sternum, and he gets a 2 count, but then Otis interferes, and he wins by DQ, so he keeps the title, and he gets down to the ramp, and he runs while he can. And then we shoot back to the managers, aka Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. I'm going to be calling them the managers because they are, no matter what WWE says. Anyway, They're talking about the tag team match just declared between Sasha and Bianca and Carmella and Zelina Vega. And they make sure that the contract is legitimately like authorized and everything for the contract signing between Finn Balor and Roman Reigns when we come back from ad. Okay, we came back from ad, and everybody gets into the ring after the GMs introduce the challenger and champions. Reigns comes out and he talks about being the head of the table, and then he, instead of sitting like on the left to right side, he sits directly at the like where the head of the table would be, if that makes sense. But yeah, he talks about how he's the head of the table, and I'm Roman Reigns. They validate the contract. In other words, Paul Heyman like looks it over and pretends everything's right. Then he takes a dig at Cena, and then he tries to start stuff between like Cena and Finn, like just to prolong Finn from signing the contract. When he does, he also compliments Finn and tells him if he signs it, he's going to get killed. Which Balor replies by saying that he would. So Roman Reigns says a line that says he's better off just going to NXT. And Balor said he would return to NXT as champion. Ooh, and that'd be exciting. But before he signs it, Baron Corbin comes in after Finn Balor and pretends to almost sign it. And then Cena takes him out and signs it to make the match, in theory, him versus Reigns at SummerSlam official. Roman does his like, I'm so angry face. And they plug the women's tag team match that's been confirmed for the main event now, and then go for it to an ad. Come back, hype package for the town, and then Paul talks to the GMs about the signature, and they decide that Reigns will defend it against Cena. It's official. And then we transition to Big E coming out, and him and Cesaro and Nakamura will go against the team of Apollo, Dolph, and Rude. And I'll be honest with you, it had one ad break, and legitimately as soon as that ad break hit, from me being tired today, I just passed out and woke up when this match finished. So I'm going to presume it's a good match. I just didn't rewind, and I apologize in advance for that. No disrespect to the competitors. So Nakamura, Big E, and Cesaro win that match, and then we transition to the Seth and Edge drama that's happened over the past week. It shows a little bit of it, and then Edge comes out, and as Edge comes out during the commercial break, he gets attacked by Seth Rollins, so Seth Rollins goes to the ring and basically demands them to show a package that he created, just recapping all the drama that's happened, why he attacked Edge, because Edge got a title match that he asked for already, but he didn't get it when he asked for it, basically. And he kept on being basically a manipulative heel, and I enjoyed it. After that happens, he leaves the ring, and we transition into a graphic for a main event tag team match and a commercial break. Alright, then we come back, and they showed the contract signing again, and they plug the official title match now confirmed, and shows previews for next week, but as always, I will not spoil it. Tune in next week if you want to see it, preferably next Saturday when this will be uploaded. So they recap what happened earlier on tonight, and it really seems like Sasha missed like the fans when she comes out during her entrance, because she was just soaking in that crowd, and that felt great. Her and Bianca are an interesting dynamic during this whole time, and I didn't have a problem. There's one ad break that I counted, so I think we're up to like, 7 or 8 now, so not as bad as the other one where there's like 20. God, I will never be over that for my whole life. I will always have freaking like PTSD from that. Anyway, we come back from that ad break and advertises Cena's Summer of Cena thing that's going on. Anyways, action continues, and then Sasha wins with the bank statement locked in for them both to win. Shows a replay, and they're like celebrating in the ring, being all happy-go-lucky, and then Sasha hits her with a backstabber, beats her down, like slugs her in the corner. Then she gives her a tornado DDT out of that corner and puts her in a bank statement as she yells, "I'm the boss" at her. And then she grabs the title and poses with it for a bit, and then goes back to lock in the bank statements until she passes out. We fade to black, and that's the show. Man, this show has been killer. I wish they gave the women's division more time to grow, but they got 2 segments, so that's more than they normally give them, I suppose. The Cena Reigns match I'm getting very hyped for because it's like very predictable, right? And it's not like on the top of my list. I would say like it's kind of bumped down a little bit now because Cena just literally walked in there, demanded the match after being declined. And I kind of want to see Finn versus Roman before we got Cena versus Reigns, but whatever. Um, and also, the Edge and Seth stuff sounds like it's going to be great. I hope they don't do a very long match, but I hope they have a good match either way. Yeah, I think that's basically a breakdown of this week. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, so thank you. Like I said, AEW review, my very first one, should be uploaded as I'm editing this. It just turned Saturday, more than less. So this should be uploaded Saturday, later-ish on in the day, or it'll be uploaded Sunday. So until next time, I'll see you Tuesday for the Monday Night Raw review. Next Thursday, I will be doing AEW review after this one gets uploaded. And next Saturday, I'll be back with a Friday Night Smackdown review. Till then, stay alive, stay safe, and stay sexy, everybody. Ninja D signing off. Aha, that's my other channel outro. I'm just kidding. Take care of yourselves. I love y'all. Bye.